Hey guys, welcome to something I'm going to try. I'm going to call this Budget Duels. Basically where we use a budget deck and we do whatever we can to win the game. I am running an agent deck, which I will show off at the end of this video. It was an agent deck without transmodify using the fairy that gives you a lot of draw power. So let's get right into it. And I think this is my first opponent with the deck. I was just playing for fun. It's just kind of a fun thing. So you can see I'm using Reload, Valhalla, Herald of Orange, Earth, and Master Hyperion. Sometimes I just feel like playing agents. When my opponent is playing not Dragoonity, Dragon Ruler Assault mode. So let's get into the video. I start off with a Earth, and at this point my opponent has to think, well, this is going to be really easy for me. While I'm sitting here going, if he can't OTK me, then I could just go off with two Hyperions and do some real damage. If I don't have to use this, then I'm pretty good. If I do have to use it, well, then my next draw, I can reload and throw some of my Hyperions out depending on the back row situation. I see my opponent at this point, right when he does the first Tempest, I know it's either Dragoonities or it's Dragon Rulers or something to do with Tempest. That could be Harpies. And Harpies are usually not going to do this, right off the bat. Maybe it's make a Phantom Beast. These are the ideas running through my head. Then I see the second Tempest. The second I see the second Tempest, I know it's Dragon Rulers. Because I have opened two Tempests, either you just drew really bad with Dragoonies, or you're playing Dragon Rulers. And so I played the Herald of Orange Light, discarding the Venus. At this point, my opponent starts to rage. He goes, "You fucking scrub." And Yugi514 can attest to this because he saw the duel. And I don't know why it's coming up that, but I was using my own account. And Yugi514 was watching this. So he cards a Continuance, and this guy is just like super salty at me. And he's like, "You're a scrub, you're garbage." I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, "You're just mad that your deck's going to be hit by the ban list in January." So he discards the Assault Mole Activate, which I believe he has two in hand. Yes, he has two in hand. And he sends a Blaster. So he's going to remove the Tempests. Now remember, he attempted to use Tempest effect, so he can't use Tempest again. He's going to bring out the Blaster and then use the Sacred Sword, which you can banish one from your side of the field that's level 7 or higher. Level 7, and then get the draw. So he wants his 2 draw. He discards the Assault Beast, and at this point sets the Assault Mode activate. He goes, "I won't lose to you. It's your destiny to lose, scrub," or something like that. And it was just really stupid. So I said, you know what, depending on that back row, I'm either going to scrub him or I'm going to lose this game and he's going to be super salty. I could care less. If I lose a game, I lose a game. Big deal. But, I pop the back row. I go into the Daigusto Phoenix after popping the back row by banishing it out for Hyperion. I banish Venus. I banish Venus to summon the Hyperion 1. And then I'm going for the double attack, which allows me now, let me just stop it here, now to banish the Earth from my graveyard to second is a special summon the second Hyperion. Chances are he doesn't have Swift Scarecrow in hand. If he does, I'm going to go into Felgrand, protect myself, and just because he's at a loss of advantage and these things are already pretty much used up for the time being. So at this point, I'm in a pretty good situation. So the first one goes through, and I know at this point when the first one goes through, he's done. And he goes, "I won't lose to you. You're a fucking scrub." And when you get people like this, you just start laughing. And this is what you get for playing Dragon Rulers. You lose the game. So he immediately rage quits before I can get that final attack in. And it felt so good, dealing the whole format being so bad. And this is to show anyone who's a budget player, you can use a budget deck and you can win. So now we're going to show off the deck. To give you a good feel for this is basically everything I had lying around that I built IRL just for the hell of it. And this was 3 Shine Balls, 2 Chrysias, 3 Hyperions, 3 Goddess of Lights, 1 Jupiter, 1 Glenn Duo. I don't own 2, so hence why I ran only the 1. And this was to keep it budgeted as possible. I could keep it lower. 3 Heat Trance, 1 Honest, 3 Venus, 3 Earth, 3 Herald of Orange, 1 Dark Hole, and triple Cards from the Sky. Now, the reason for Cards of the Sky is I'm combining it with Miraculous Descent. And that's the only time I really like playing these two. And remember, I'm not running Transmodify in this build because it's a super duper budgeted build in the main deck. 2 MST, triple Reload, triple Valhalla, and double Miraculous Descent. The extra deck isn't really super cheap, but it could be made to be super cheap. So Crimson Blader, Angel Azira, who's pretty cheap, but if you banish it with a Hyperion, it can cause an OTK, which is hilarious. Also gives you a lot of field presence. Scrap Dragon, you can get these for pretty cheap. They, spot removal. The Manga Stardust, you could, if you're lucky, you could find it for $10. If you were smart, you picked it up for 8. Not sound that way. Black Rose, this is a little bit harder to find, but you can live without it. Ancient Sacred Wyvern, kind of the same situation. Vulcan, if you're subscribed to Show and Jump, or you just buy one on eBay for $10, you can replace that with any level 6 if need be. Armadides and Catastor, because these guys are just too good. Catastor you can live without this. Like, you just use magical android. Felgrand's not too expensive, so it falls under the budget category. Pallades, there was a way I did make Pallades. It was actually pretty sacky. I didn't do it in this duel, obviously. It's like basically 2 Venuses and 2 Earths, which sometimes does happen. I threw it in there. Levier, Zen Mains, and then Daigasto Phoenix, who was the MVP of the entire extra deck, and Gaichi. Now, keep in mind this is a budget build. I actually have the full done out builds on the channel already. This was just the one I used in the duel video to beat Dragon Rulers because it was sacky. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope the budget players, I proved something out there for you guys today that, Dragon Rulers can be easily beat by using a tier 4 fairy deck where it's our destiny to lose. You can ask Yugi514 and he will tell you the full conversation, as I don't fully remember it. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw and you want to see more budget videos, like the video, comment, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you next video. I'm ready for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council, and I will see you next time. Peace.